Okay, this is called a golden elephant. Anyhow, this is a white elephant, but I changed it into golden. Seen so many golden already, might just well have another golden elephant, huh? Makes no difference to us whether it's white or golden. Oh, you would rather him white? Okay. When I was learning German, there was a cartoon, very cute. I was a farmer's wife standing next to a white cow. And there was an artist, painting portrait and picture. He came and asked the wife, "Can I paint your cow?" And then she said, no, I like him white. Okay, now you can imagine, I take my canvas, my brush and my color, and I paint the elephant golden, just to match other golden. Monkey, deer, and goose. So, this is one of the Buddha previous reincarnation before he became a human Buddha. Supposed to be, huh? Now, long time ago, near the foothills of the Himalayas, there lived a magnificent golden elephant. He was the lord of 80,000 elephants, and he reigned supreme over them. His only sorrow was that he had an aged and blind mother. Every day he roamed deep in the forest to gather wild fruits, and he sent the choicest to his mother with his followers. But these wicked elephants gave none of the fruit to the elephant's mother and ate it all up themselves. In the evening, when the elephant returned home, he used to ask his mother if she had eaten well, and she always replied that she had been given nothing to eat the whole day. Finally, the elephant decided to leave his selfish herd. One night, when all the other elephants were asleep, he led his mother away to Mount Kadorana, somewhere in the Himalaya. He found a cave close by a sparkling lake covered with flowering pink lotuses, and he and his mother lived there alone, by themselves. One day, a forester from Benares, who had come to this area to visit his relations, lost his way and found himself near the lake. Frightened by his strange and unfamiliar surrounding, he began to lament and cry aloud his bad luck. The elephant, who was feeding in the lake, heard him and came out of the water. But at the sight of the massive beast of the forest, the person fled in fear. However, the elephant went after him and calling out, "Don't run! Don't be afraid. I'm not going to harm you. Come here and tell me why you are weeping." So the forester told him, "I have lost my way, O elephant, and for the past 7 days I have been wandering around in this terrible forest. Stop crying. I live here and I know the way out of the forest." The elephant lowered his trunk and, lifting the man onto his back, took him out of the jungle. The forester went on his way to Benares. On his return, he heard that King Brahmadatta's state elephant had died a few days ago. Heralds rode about in the city proclaiming that if any man know of or has seen an elephant fit for the king to ride, let him come forward with the information and he will be rewarded richly. So the forester, in hope of reward, immediately went to the king and reported to him about the golden elephant and where he lived. He said he has even marked the way carefully himself so he can go back to where the elephant stays. Not only now, but he already had the mind to capture the elephant the moment he was rescued. Can you imagine that? I'm sure that we will be able to catch the animal, the forester told the king. So the king agreed readily and sent his subordinate to go with the forester to catch the elephant, as well as a troop of soldiers. After a journey of many days, through fields of ripe corn and fertile valleys, they arrived at the lake near Mount Kadorana. They saw the golden elephant collecting tender lotus shoots for his blind mother to eat. The elephant scented the presence of humans and looking up saw the forester hiding behind a tree. He thought, "Oh, it is this ungrateful wretch who has led the king's men here. However, I am very strong. I can scatter 1,000 elephants. Doubtless, I will be able to kill these puny men. But in doing so, I may wound or kill several. I do not want to harm them. Let them take me to the king, and I shall then ask to be set free." So the elephant trainers went down to the lake. This elephant allowed himself to be led away by his long golden trunk. Evening fell, and the elephant's blind mother waited in vain for her son. She had heard the noise made by the king's men and realized that they had taken away her son. She began to weep most bitterly. "What am I to do now that my son has gone? Who will care for me? Blind and old that I am, my son is such a fine and noble animal. I am sure some king has taken him away to ride him into battle. Then he will be killed, and I will never see him again." So she was crying and crying. In the meantime, the golden elephant has been brought to Benares. The whole city was decorated in honor of the king's new state elephant. Just an elephant for the king, and the whole city was decorated. Can you believe this? Huh? Even though it's a Buddha's elephant, but they didn't know. Huh? Just for the king's sake.
We thank you for your presence on today's episode of Between Master and Disciples. Up next is Animal World, our co-inhabitants, right after noteworthy news here on Supreme Master Television. May happiness and peace bloom evermore in your hearts.